I'm Mark Small, Civil Discourse Now. This is July 27th, 2022. It is warm, not nearly as hot as it has been prior weeks here in Indianapolis, but it's still rather sultry. I really wanted to talk this evening about the way in which things have changed. When the Constitutional Convention was held in 1787 in Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin, who was a deist, he was not a Christian, suggested that each session begin with a prayer to the Lord. No vote was ever taken on his motion, and so no prayer ever was said at the beginning of each session as a matter of everyone saying it together. It's kind of a measure of how the framers of the Constitution, people who actually wrote the Constitution, viewed religion. Then First Amendment was ratified, so that was part of the Bill of Rights. And we had a couple of centuries there where the view of this country being religious at all, there was no question. We weren't. There were general statements about God, but no individual God could be said to be part of the government or ruling government. It's because we have such a diverse society. Think about the people who were brought over here in slavery. They had various religions that they pursued, in which they believed before they were enslaved, and they were ordered not to do that anymore. When Europeans landed on this continent, it wasn't as though the entire continent was empty of people. No, there are people living here. They had religions. Now, you're going to say, well, but it became a Christian country. It's because we killed them. So I don't think that's exactly saying that that's kind of an acceptance of the belief. If you slaughter the people, that doesn't quite count, especially these days. There's one person in Indiana who ran for Congress 2 years ago who claims that God speaks to him about religion, about political things. God will say to him, as he did on January 6, 2021, I sent those riots to the Capitol. Let's look at how long this progression takes. Nobody invokes God's name. They invoke it, but they don't speak for him. And then all of a sudden they speak to God. They feel empowered by what God says, or God tells them what must be done, and then they tell us what to do. It's not them telling us what to do. God told them that we needed to do this. I'm sorry that we have to put you in prison because you're not praying. God told us to do it. And this isn't religion. This is God. Think I'm being silly about this? Then you haven't spoken to some of these people in the Hoosier Heartland. And this is scary because once a person starts saying, I talked to God, God said, do this, then we really don't have much of a choice. If you're a Christian and you're saying, well, the guy that says this, now he's a Christian too. Yeah, right. Wait until the thing comes to where you're disputing something and you're tossed to the side because you're not a true Christian. Anybody who claims that God tells them to do things specifically politically is lying. Look through the last several hundred years. Can we find any time when God said, I believe that we should storm the Capitol building or we should take up arms against that government? No, it's fraud. We can't let someone like this talk others into believing them, because there are enough people who'll believe just about any damn thing. Now, people who say that, well, he talks to God. Well, prove it. Have God recorded or speak to us. Can't tempt God. No, don't use that as a dodge. You can't sit there and say, well, no, that's true. It says in the good book, you can't tempt God. No. You're going to sit there and say God is telling us how to run our government, that's been secular for hundreds of years, then put up or shut up. This is Civil Discourse Now. I'm Mark Small. Peace, love, freedom, happiness. Nano, nano. Have a good day.